I'm continuing today with talking about what John Bradshaw shares as the divine child rediscovered. How the more spiritual and conscious we become, the more we begin to understand the tragic and ambivalent nature of all life, including our own life and others' lives, capitalizing it, reframing it. And what that is about is that the deeper the sorrow comes into our being, our container, the more joy we can contain. So the tragedy hits us so deep, and so does everything, because not everything, but also its other side, like, romance and beauty and thrills. This is an unprecedented opportunity for creativity, as a mantra, almost like a chanting, a self-talk, that there's no one perspective that's right when we're in creativity, because it overcomes violence. Everything's an interpretation. We can look at it from a different point of view. We don't get attached. It's not personal. So reframing and capitalizing on this ambivalent nature that's not committed to being good or bad, that's our sort of wanting to go one way or the other. In a meditation, we accept we have a special purpose, and that we're divine, walking with our higher power, and we can see something that we associate with worship. Like it's of us as a child after climbing that our higher self can come into us. Our future self can say, your child knows, and we can see the coming of alive. We can see the child coming alive, embracing us, and the child gives us a symbol or feeling or words or some messages while it's radiant. And I had an awkward Shayna, a little version of me telling me, just keep going, you could do it. Accept, meaning even if I don't understand, right? And so this little girl in me was saying, you got this, you could do it. The same one that was able to do it was able to tell me that then, is still here. And I thank her, because we have to thank the child and take it in our heart and reclaim her, that she's always encouraging us. Keeping her with me and imagining our life as a film showing the birth and the life of a divine child, seeing why the pain, like the rough times and the pain, differently, like in the memories that happen, seeing things, the events in a larger perspective, that maybe all the suffering does matter, and that we can arrive in the present moment and see everything and everyone on a journey, that we all struggle as humans, and there's a tragic sense to life. Each part can be overcome and have a purpose, and we all belong to this, spaceship, this planet, and with a purpose, and we're all connected, and there's a deep consciousness that can help us to see in a way that the limited ego consciousness cannot. How every single event until now brought us here, and that every piece came together to our wholeness. The ego consciousness, with attachments to whatever, whether it's particular, So the child lives in the now, not for the now, but in the now. And our future depends on how much we're willing to embrace this vulnerable child right now, right here. And there's something called neotomy, like childlike traits. Neo is like new. So that's carried into adult life, like wonder, regeneration, spontaneity, and resilience. And that's what actually allows us and allows civilizations to last. And we learned everything we needed to know in kindergarten. Put things back, flush away the waste, don't hit, share treats and our toys, hold hands and stick together. And children elicit tenderness. When we're willing to be vulnerable, we can touch you there, creating a closeness. So it's like, if we can meet in the now, there's no force needed. So the metaphysical blues are, no matter how good it gets or how much we achieve, there's always some kind of longing for us for home, and that almost everything we do is insignificant. But it's most important that we do it. We must do it, and that growth is moving from one set of problems to another set of problems. And the true meaning of life is to live for something recognized by yourself, to be a mighty cause, to be a force of nature. I'm reading a quote here. The true meaning of life, to live for something recognized by yourself, to be a mighty cause, to be a force of nature rather than a feverish little clod of grievances and ailments, complaining that the universe is not devoting itself to making you happy. Life is its own splendid justification. I want to be used up when I die because the harder I work, the more I live. I don't believe life is a flickering candle. I believe it's a splendid torch, and I want to make it burn as bright as I can before I hand it on to my children and to other generations. And people are often mean or cruel or irresponsible, but we love them anyway because what we build today may be torn down tomorrow, but we got to build it anyway. And I will just give us a minute to connect with our inner child. I got a message from mine yesterday about how my heart is a diamond, and it was so shiny and sparkly and radiant and splendid. So let's get a message from our inner child, just resting in it. That was a good one. I got the message from my inner child that I am enough, and I love it.